Caitlin Clark is so ridiculous on the court that the refs think this should be illegal. You won't believe what she did at Los Angeles Spark match, so stick around to find out. 10. Crazy distance flick.
Clark has space, she's gonna let it fly, and she's gonna connect!
Caitlin Clark receives the ball on the court edge as the defender closes in. No hesitancy, dribble, or fake, just instinct. She launches the ball from an incredible distance with a flick of her wrist, testing basketball physics. How can you defend against that? This is the deepest shot Caitlin Clark has tried since turning pro. You can only hope to survive. The playback on the large screen only adds to the tension. See how far back she was. 9 insane rocket pass.
Ability to have great footwork is so fun to watch.
Well, still loose on the floor. Mitchell's been really active defensively tonight. And Clark launches for Mitchell.
The Indiana Fever's defense tightens, determined to take back control. Chaos breaks loose near half court, hands reaching, bodies colliding, and the ball bouncing unpredictably. For a moment, no one seems to have the upper hand. Then Caitlin Clark steps into the fray, calm and focused, ball secure in her grip. What happens next is pure brilliance. With a quick flick of her wrist, she delivers a pass that feels impossible, laser precise and perfectly timed. It's the kind of play that makes you question reality. The crowd erupts, cheering wildly. They know they've just witnessed greatness. For most players, this might be luck. But for Caitlin Clark, this is just another day of turning the extraordinary into routine. 8. The logo 3.
Clark launches, nails it.
It wasn't just a highlight when Caitlin Clark pulled up from the WNBA sign, it was basketball magic. Out of the blue, Clark goes into Steph Curry territory and drains not one but 2 logo 3s in a row. The crowd went crazy. Where were the defenders? Not really. It wasn't just 3s. These were hope extinguishers. Defenders guarding Caitlin Clark beyond the logo is like trying to block a Wi-Fi signal with aluminum foil. It's useless and only makes you look ridiculous. 7. Telepathic assist.
Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
Caitlin Clark put on such a show against the Washington Mystics that her highlight reel clocks in at nearly 10 minutes. The play that stole the spotlight? A behind-the-back pass so unreal it felt like destiny. With a simple flick of her wrist, without even looking, she sent the ball gliding through the air, curling perfectly into her teammate's hands under the rim. The crowd gasped in unison. It wasn't just the precision, it was the sheer audacity. She didn't glance, signal, or hint. She simply knew, as if she saw the play before it happened. Even in slow-motion replays, Caitlin revealed nothing. Her movements gave away no clue, no tell. It was basketball's equivalent of a master illusionist's trick, belonging more in a Vegas showroom than on the court. Sorcery? Maybe not. Genius? Absolutely. One thing is certain, guarding Caitlin Clark is no longer just about strength or speed. It's a mental game, and she's always 3 moves ahead. 6. The dagger assist.
She's up there with rebounds, up there with steals. And she'll take the first 3 points.
June 5th, 2024. Clark vs. New York Liberty. Caitlin Clark delivered an assist so absurd it could have been pulled straight from a wizarding duel. The New York Liberty defenders, laser-focused on shutting her down, never saw it coming. The ball seemed to vanish into thin air, only to reappear in her cutting teammates' hands for an effortless layup. For a split second, the defenders froze, their expressions screaming, "Wait, what just happened?" One even glanced at their teammate, silently asking, "Did you catch that?" Because I didn't. Clark's pass was more than basketball. It was pure sorcery. Her court vision felt otherworldly, like she had an aerial view of the game in real time. She made the impossible look routine, serving up SportsCenter-worthy highlights like it was just another day at the office. The ball hit her teammate in stride so perfectly, it was as if Clark had gift-wrapped it, complete with a bow. No dribble needed, just pure brilliance in motion. 5. The ankle breaker.
Get to her spots, being able to affect that defense.
Clark is coming off the masterful night and starts us off.
Step back game versus Phoenix Mercury. July 12th, 2024. Caitlin Clark served up a behind-the-back dribble so vicious, it looked like her defender got hit with an invisible force field. The Mercury player, whose name we'll spare for the sake of mercy, stumbled back like they'd just slipped on an ice rink, eventually hitting the hardwood as the crowd collectively lost it. Clark, unbothered and cool as ever, calmly stepped back behind the arc. With the defender on the ground and the entire arena on edge, she let the three fly. The swish echoed like a mic drop, punctuating the move with perfection. Watching Caitlin in that moment felt like seeing Kyrie Irving's handles meet Steph Curry's range, wrapped in her signature swagger. Her control of the ball was mesmerizing, her footwork flawless. It wasn't just a highlight, it was a moment of pure humiliation for the opposition. Phoenix's bench sat in stunned silence, likely reevaluating their defensive strategies. Guarding Caitlin Clark one-on-one is like playing a high-stakes game of Twister on a slick floor. Right foot here, left foot there. And suddenly you're on the ground, watching her drain another dagger. Someone call the insurance rep. Ankles were broken and claims need filing. Number 4, the spin cycle layup.
Caitlin when she gives the ball up. Well, the Fever on a 15-2 extended run from the end of the first quarter. Clark again, heating up.
Game versus Chicago Sky, August 9th, 2024. Caitlin Clark spun through 2 defenders on a fast break like a ballerina on a mission, capping it off with a reverse layup so silky it could have been sponsored by a butter company. This wasn't just basketball, it was a masterclass in how to turn chaos into art. The defenders, they moved like they were wading through molasses, helpless as Clark pirouetted right past them. Even the center, desperate for a block, reached out like she was trying to snag a balloon drifting just out of reach. But all she got was a front row view of the ball kissing the backboard and falling clean through the net. The crowd erupted in disbelief and pure joy. It wasn't just a play, it was a dagger, a highlight that sealed her team's comeback and broke the spirit of her opponents. You half expected someone to call a timeout just to let the defenders catch their breath and their dignity. Caitlin's creativity in the lane was absurd, the kind of improvisation that makes game plans look useless. Opponents weren't guarding her, they were auditioning for her highlight reel. If this move were a cheat code, it'd definitely be called spin and win. And honestly, the league might need to patch it out before she redefines what's even possible. 3, the Clark Special Crazy Pass.
What a pass. And Wallace.
Game versus Los Angeles Sparks, June 22nd, 2024. The Sparks' defense was not ready for what came for them. Caitlin Clark unleashed a no-look laser beam to her cutting teammate for an easy bucket. The Sparks' protectors were left spinning, looking at each other like, "Did you see that? Because I sure didn't." Most players in transition either pause or make the obvious play. Not Clark. She turned a normal fast break into an episode of breaking ankles, leaving the defense scrambling like they were in a game of musical chairs with no chairs left. What a pass. Number 2, incredible assist from range game.
From Lloyd, Clark the swing ahead. Oh, what a time! And Mitchell lays it in!
Versus Seattle Storm, July 30th, 2024. This is how Caitlin Clark broke the record for the most assists ever for a rookie in a season. And she didn't just break it, she took it, dunked on it metaphorically, and then pointed at the scoreboard like Michael Jordan in Game 6 of the '96 finals. What a pass. She zipped the ball from an angle so absurd it looked like she had opened a cheat code. She threads the needle with such finesse it's like she went to a tailor school especially for basketballs. Most players wouldn't even try this in practice because they'd risk hitting a Gatorade cooler or someone's mom in the front row. Caitlin, though? She did it mid-game, under pressure, with defenders in her face like she was holding a clinic titled, How to Humiliate Your Opponent in 5 Easy Steps. Number 1, embarrasses Wilson. Caitlin Clark pulled off one of the most disrespectful maneuvers in basketball history when she threaded a pass through Aja Wilson's legs during a heated game. Picture this. Aja, the reigning MVP, stood strong, arms wide, ready to block the rookie's next move. But Caitlin, with the accuracy of a surgeon and the chutzpah of someone who eats half-court shots for breakfast, zipped a bounce pass through Aja's legs like she was training for a soccer game. Aja's legs just got drafted to the European League. They couldn't even stay on her team. Aja froze for a few seconds, apparently trying to absorb what had transpired. But by the time she comprehended it, Caitlin's teammate was already scoring an easy layup. The audience screamed like they'd witnessed a game-winning buzzer beater, and the camera caught Aja trying to play it cool, but you could see the amazement in her eyes. She'd been megged. In basketball. On live television. It's not every day you see someone pull off a move that feels like a cheat code from NBA 2K. Aja might have been the MVP, but in that moment, she was simply another name on Caitlin's highlight reel. And the fans? They arrived for basketball but departed with a comedy show. Caitlin Clark's blend of skill, ingenuity, and daring makes her one of the most electrifying players in basketball. Her tactics not only affected games, but often provoked rulebook disputes on what fair defense against her should look like. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.